All right, ready to start this shindig?
Let's do it.
All right, well, it's been a long time coming, so. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the rude and the crude and socially unacceptable. It's the Conscious Effort Podcast.
We're back.
I had a whole bunch of stuff planned right before that, and I forgot it all right whenever I finally said it. We've been sitting here for an hour already. But this is the first time we've come back in video format, brand new, and we have a very special first episode we're going to do. It's kind of like a twofer. We've got two special guests with us here. We have Jason Greene. We have Justin Whaley. We have lots of cool stuff. And we've got lots of alcohol here. Right before we get in to all the alcohol, I do have to tell you, you can find every episode of the Conscious Effort Podcast at consciouseffortcreative.com and on your favorite podcast apps, Apple, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, all your favorite stuff there. And you can like us, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Conscious Effort Creative. So let's go around the table. Who we got here? I'm your host, Tyler Hardwick. We have Kyla Greene.
Yeah, well, I was going to say Carla Sanchez.
Carla Greene, Kyla Sanchez. they'll both be here, don't worry.
Yeah, it's both going to be.
We got Kendall Bratton over here behind the board. Say hello.
What's up, guys?
So, let's move over here to our guests now. What's the reason for all the alcohol here? You guys have a kind of a joint thing that you do. Problems?
That's the reason for the alcohol.
It's more like an opportunity.
Yeah.
So, okay, you guys do like a bourbon review kind of show, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you call it reviews?
We do reviews. We don't post them though.
Yeah.
Oh,
We just post the fun stuff.
just the fun stuff. Now, what is it called, and where can I find it at?
It's Barrel and Smoke on TikTok and on Instagram.
Okay. You know, I've seen some of your guys' videos. They are pretty entertaining,
To say the least.
How do your videos normally go here?
They're usually a mess.
A mess, yeah. So it starts
A
out.
lot of editing.
That's probably what this first show will also be like.
Just starts out as just ideas, and then we throw those away, and then we do something else.
And you just keep drinking until you land on one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the same way that we typically do this show. So, okay, let's start out here with one to try. And while we're picking one out, explain to us a little bit about these. Are these all whiskeys, all bourbons? Are they different kinds?
So you want to do the rabbit hole first?
Yeah.
Okay. So we talked about this a little bit earlier, but one of our favorite distilleries is Rabbit Hole, and they have 4 different variations. They have a rye. This is what was originally was in this was a wheated bourbon that was finished in sherry casks, and then they have a high rye and a 4-grain. And we took equal parts of each one and just mixed them up because why not? You know, nobody else is doing it, so we might as well do it for ourselves. And so this is a little bit of everything. So
this is your own kind of little Frankenstein here.
yeah, pretty much.
Can you turn that around and show that to the camera over there? So now, would you say this is a whiskey, a bourbon?
It's got a rye whiskey, a wheated bourbon, a 4-grain bourbon, and a high rye bourbon.
Okay.
All in one.
Well, let's give that a go. Now,
Don't know what any of that means.
right. So let's get to that.
So
Explain like we're 5-year-olds that can still drink whiskey.
so everything above 51% made in the U.S. and aged in new oak is a bourbon.
51% corn.
51% corn. Thank you.
You gonna try
Corn.
this?
Well, yeah, which one is my glass? Is that my glass?
Yeah. Kendall, did you want to try one of these?
Yeah, he's got a glass. He had to put ice in his.
Okay.
Wait, I don't know how much to do.
Just pour yourself like a little pinky finger.
To make it a wheated bourbon, it has wheat in it. Usually they replace the rye or the
that
barley to make it a wheated bourbon.
Whatever you think you'll drink.
To make it a high rye bourbon, it has to be, 51% corn because it's still a bourbon, but then they add a high amount of rye to the mash bill. A 4-grain is just 51% corn once again, but then any other
drinking it.
grains. And then, so this one, what was originally in this bottle was a finished bourbon. It was finished in sherry casks. So once it came out of the new oak barrels, it went into a sherry cask.
Okay.
Nice.
There's way too many rules, but it makes for some good stuff.
So now, does being called a bourbon have anything to do with being made from Kentucky, or is
No.
that just kind of like a little?
That's
rumor,
just a thing.
legend?
Everybody says it, but as long as it's made in the United States, it can be a bourbon.
Okay. Okay.
And follow the other rules also.
I've always wondered if it was a regional thing where it's just Kentucky, because that seems to be where most of them come from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was under that impression that to be a bourbon, it had to be made in Kentucky.
Believe it or not, some of the probably more popular brands are actually made in Indiana, at least distilled in Indiana at MGP. But then it's just a distillation company, and then they sell all their stuff to other companies, and then they age it. So
Are we drinking this now?
Yeah,
You already took a drink.
yeah, I took a sip of it. I wanted to taste it.
You
That's the whole
guys,
point.
cheers.
To the return of our separate podcast.
Yeah, cheers. Okay.
That's better than the last time we tried it.
Oh, that's really good.
Thank you. So
Not bad.
to me, that you get a little bit of each thing out of it. Kyla's over there like, oh my lord.
I don't know. It just
So-
tastes like alcohol.
so, okay.
doesn't it?
Kyla thinks this is just fire water.
So okay, but seriously, when you drink that,
Hold on.
think of
Okay.
I get the bubble gum on that one.
yeah,
Think of what?
like baking spices, like Thanksgiving and all that. You get any
Okay,
type
let
of
me
like
think about Thanksgiving. Hold on.
like nutmeg or cinnamon, anything like that. And see, he's doing something over there. Like I don't like ice in mine.
Yeah.
But what it does is it opens up a little bit. It changes it.
Yeah, it does taste a little bit different.
It's
So,
something. I don't really...
I've done both. I used to drink it with ice. Anymore now, I just drink
Yeah.
it warm.
If I do anything with it, like you can put just a little bit of water, which is technically what you're doing is putting a
Yeah,
little water
yeah.
into it, and it'll change it. It
kinda
opens it up. The oils change, and
When it comes to whiskeys and bourbons, I prefer to kind of dilute it a little bit,
Yeah.
just because it's just the bitterness or just like what I
Yeah.
just call the bite of it a little bit. Sometimes it's
So,
kind of hard.
what is it that gives it that kind of bite, like back of the throat kind of thing?
The alcohol.
Yeah.
it's two things though. So
Wow, I never thought it was that easy.
so,
Wow.
but in this you have
Hey, I learned.
a straight rye, which is 95% rye, and rye has you have two things when it comes to rye. You either have a spice, so like the baking spices or pepper, or you have a floral note. This one kind of has both.
Yeah.
But also, one of the mash bills in here is a high rye, so you have two of them that are a high rye, so you get a little bit of that peppery spice to it.
I can taste a little bit of that like floral kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yep, tastes like flowers.
noticed that in a couple of the other ones I've tried.
Mm-hmm.
But I get a lot more of kind of like the back of the throat bite, kind of like right after.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of the rye, so like if you get a floral, a lot of it is up front, but then the back end of it is the spice.
That's kind of where I seem like I taste it, kind of like tip of the tongue
Yeah.
sort of thing, and then the rest of it's kind of in the back.
Yep.
I agree.
I do like that it's not like Jim Beam where you feel it all the way up to your nose.
Oh, just wait. as Billy Mays once said, there's more.
Oh, but wait.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, that's kind of how I started. I don't drink bourbon and whiskey and those kinds of liquor very much, but whenever I started doing it, it was in cocktails. I would
Yeah.
usually mix it. Speaking of Jim Beam, we were talking about that. I used to really like Red Stag. That was kind of my
Yeah.
go-to. But it's still, I like it, but I just don't drink it as much anymore. But whenever I would, I was always in ice, and it was just always kind of chilled a little bit, if not. So that's just kind of how I prefer to do it as well.
Speaking of more, let's go into some of your guys' little individual interests here, and I'll start with you since you're sitting closest to me.
All right.
Outside of this, you do like drone photography, aerial video kind of stuff. Tell us a little bit about that. You have like a business or a
Yeah, we
service?
got it's me and another guy I used to work with. We both started flying drones and decided let's do more with it. So we started Midwest Drone Services, and we're coming up on year 2.
year or two.
Already?
Yeah,
It's been that
Wow.
long, really.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yep. Be I think 2 years in January, maybe something like that.
Now, how did you get into that sort of thing?
So it was just like a couple days before Christmas. My wife told me that she didn't get me anything, but that I should probably open something in front of the kids, and it just kind of turned me loose. So I went to Best Buy. And
Beautiful place to go to.
That's a
Absolutely.
random thing.
And you picked out a drone.
I picked out a drone, and I haven't stopped since.
Now, when you first started flying the drones, did it have were you doing the camera stuff already, or did you add that?
Yeah, I
afterward?
mean, I did handheld stuff. It's just kind of cool to get it from a different perspective.
Yeah. It's a view that you can't really get any other way, and
Unless you have a drone.
Or if you're parachuting.
Yeah.
Or if you're a parachuter, or you just happen to have a plane parked out back. Most of us don't have that, though. You gave us some video that we'll pull up here and we'll look at here in a moment. I do have a question, though. Whenever you do like the drone flyover and whatnot, are there any kind of like rules or regulations to that? Like places you can't go? Or
Yes.
So what goes into that?
So I went through a course and got my drone pilot's license, and by doing that, I learned all the rules. And there's height restrictions, and depending on what airspace you're in, it's more rules. So
Probably any place that has like
an airport,
airport, which you probably run into
skydiving
left around here.
locations, they throw a wrench into it. But around here, we're pretty lucky. Minus, there's one like military exercise route that goes right through Lagodi, and that hasn't caused any issues until like 2 weeks ago, and my drone almost got taken out by a helicopter.
Oh,
I was going to ask if you ran into any situations where you
Yeah.
almost thought it was going to...
did it almost get taken out by accident or on purpose?
On accident. They were coming. I could hear them coming, so I got the drone back as close to me as I could. Got it started to lower, and about that time, they came right over the top of the trees. Like they were maybe 150 feet up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, scared the crap out of me.
Are there any limits to like what time of day you can fly those? Like anytime you want?
Yeah, civil twilight, which is 30 minutes after the sun starts going down, and civil or same thing in the morning. So I can fly from 30 minutes before the sun comes up to 30 minutes until the sun goes down.
So you
Or
can't.
after.
So you can only fly 30 minutes after the sun goes down.
Yeah.
So we couldn't walk out here right now and start flying.
For multiple reasons now, yes.
Yeah.
You can't drink and drone, even though it's my
Remember, people, don't drink and drone.
That's right. Yep.
Not exactly in that order.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Don't drone and drink either. Yeah. If there's nothing else you learn from this podcast, don't drink and drone.
yeah, if I fly, so I've taken the recertification and the rules have changed since the first time I took my test. So now I can fly at night, but there are additional rules to go with that. I've got to have a light on it that you can see from 3 miles away.
Okay. But you can't fly it at night now.
I can, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
A light that you can see from 3 miles away.
Yeah.
Must be pretty bright.
So basically, you're kind of like a small
God.
aircraft.
Absolutely.
You're like a small airplane.
Yep.
I wonder how many times we've sat outside and been like, "Oh, look, it's a plane," and it's Jason.
Probably.
You never know.
It's possible.
It's traveling kind of fast, don't you think? Something.
Dang.
Oh, that's just satellite. No big deal. Oh, that's just a shooting
I used to think
star.
those were UFOs, but
I mean, it's
No,
UFOs
just
until
a-
you
Used-
find...
used
Just
to?
Jason.
Until you find out, I guess, right?
Oh God.
so with your drone, do you have to use a specialty kind of camera for that, or can you just get a camera from Best Buy and?
Most
it
of them like come with a camera. You get into the bigger ones like Matrice or the Inspire. Those don't come with cameras, and you gotta purchase those. I don't know a whole lot about those, but ones that I've got just came with the camera or with the drone.
Okay.
I
Now,
really like the photos that you've taken over so much time now with that. It's really cool what you've done.
Thank you.
Capture not only town, but also I-69. Did some shots up above the highway. I still love
Yeah.
it. It's going to be an album cover one day. I'm telling you. With your graces, it will at least.
Have
Kendall's
that.
gonna make an album just to use it.
That Louisville photo.
You'll get the first copy on vinyl.
What were you saying, Jeff?
The Louisville photo that he took, was that Monday?
Yeah, we lifted off in Jeffersonville and
Really.
took a few photos and made a panoramic with it.
Oh, nice.
Louisville's like the mecca for bourbon a lot of the time, so we had to make a trip down there. And then this one was
Okay,
like
so
detour.
I was gonna ask why Louisville? Were you just there? But there's a reason for that.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
This.
yes.
it all coming together now.
Yeah, that was where you guys made one of your latest TikToks at.
Yeah, where they were chasing us with the
you were on the run, weren't you?
Yeah, and I could have gotten away with
Wow,
it too.
what are you saying? Who got that tour down there? Oh, you did?
That one.
There you go.
Our esteemed audience, what do you say?
Right.
Is the one who got that tour?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
You owe some thanks for that, I think is what she's
very
saying.
much so. Very much so. They
This is where you can say it publicly for all the internet
Plug
to see.
her shit right now.
100% thank you. We'll plug the shit here in a little bit with the tequila. But no, they went down to Louisville to pick up 2 bottles of the single barrel from Rabbit Hole, which we'll bring that next time because I have an open bottle.
You'll bring it because I have not opened mine.
Somebody won't open their bottle.
That's right.
But and she has some Alice in Wonderland tattoos, and that's their whole thing is Alice in Wonderland. And they noticed the tattoos and invited her and us.
The founder.
Yeah, the founder of the distillery
awesome.
invited us to come down to do the private tour that we went on.
I like to hear that we're only one drink in and he's already said next time.
This is awesome.
I was going to say, it was
fun.
like,
I still got
you know, first impressions, always
So-
want to make a good one.
I've got almost 300 bottles. We've got a few episodes in us
Oh,
here.
phew.
Well,
shoot.
between the both of us, we've got enough to last like till
Why-
next August.
Why are we shooting in the corner of the studio then, instead of like behind a wall full of whiskey?
Well, next time we'll do it in my basement.
Next time.
Next time.
Yeah, we could just set up in your basement.
All right, well, we'll plan on that then. So, okay, on that note, is there a second one that we want to try? And when you
I just finished my first one. Okay, go ahead.
you barely had any.
Let's do.
know.
You want to do the top floor?
Is there a proper way to like taste whiskey?
Yeah, we
I know
don't-
how
we
to
don't know
drink. I know how to
anything.
drink whiskey.
Oh yeah. So
Am I supposed to rinse this out? Am I supposed to cleanse my palate?
I would suggest it. And usually, what I do is I just rinse it out with water and swish the water around a little bit. As far as like if you're smelling it,
We
you
can
can
talk
kind of
about
smell yourself maybe, and it kind of
Yeah,
resets
resets.
your.
On it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Like psychological kind of thing.
yeah, well, you get your own smell, and it kind of gets you away from this smell because it's an overbearing smell. It really is, until you kind of learn to start picking out some of the smells. So
I mean, all my smells are probably a little bit like biased because they all kind of smell like tobacco. So
that's fair.
yeah, I don't know how much this is going to change it. This actually, now that I mention it, it almost kind of has like a Yankee Candle kind of after scent to it.
If they would sell a candle in that,
No, it really does.
Rabbit Hole.
Put your nose in that
Get
glass.
after it.
That's right.
It smells like a Yankee Candle store.
Oh, that is kind of woodsy.
Yeah, little woodsy, little maybe
Jason,
little
turn your
little
shit off.
little
did.
caramel.
Turn your vibrations off.
Wait, you picked up caramel.
That's
all
what
gonna
I
be
get
like-
smelling it.
No, that's awesome.
It's all right.
That's
We're getting
awesome.
paged out multiple
So
times.
that's one of the main
Maybe
things
paged out.
that people pick up
Sorry.
Yeah, they
in
just went out on
bourbon
a
whiskey.
run.
Oh, okay.
Why didn't he leave?
No, he does
No, I
not
can't
leave.
No, he's been drinking.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And but not droning.
Not great.
Right. That's the
You
important
need a
thing.
driver.
We have not been droning.
So do we want to do the top floor next?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it, or do you want me to talk about it?
I mean, we're
I
gonna
always
change
talk.
it.
I always talk about it.
Okay, well, you've got the floor now.
Okay, so this is benchmark top floor. It is from Buffalo Trace Distillery.
I'm gonna show that off
they're-
right over here.
Side note, where's that
Sorry.
from?
Where's it from?
The Buffalo Trace
Is that
Distillery?
Frankfurt, Frankfurt, Kentucky?
Okay.
So Buffalo Trace does a whole line of bourbons. This is mash bill number 1. They have 5 different variations of it. Well, of the benchmarks, and there's multiple other ones that come from mash bill number 1. But what's cool about these is they're the same mash bill as 4 of their higher end bourbons, like George T. Stagg, Eagle Rare, and a few others. But they're the cheaper ones, and they were only available in Indiana for a while, but now they've started to kind of trickle out a little bit further. But it's just cool because they're the same mash bill, so they're the same exact flavors that go into the higher end barrels. They're just aged less. These are like 4-year bottles. This one's 86 proof, so you want to pass that down there.
It's kind of like with cigars. You'll get different lines of cigars from different manufacturers, and sometimes the blend of the tobacco and even like the history of it, what country it comes from, whatnot, might be the same. The difference is maybe just how long it's been aged.
Yeah. So he and I have actually had an idea for that one, and then another one that we're going to try later. I want to get a couple of small barrels and put that back in a barrel and let it sit and just see if it'll change and see if it'll become the high dollar stuff.
If you had just talked to Dad a few years ago, he had a whiskey barrel for a long time, and I think he finally sold it.
Well, I need small ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not the 53
no, this was this was a big
53
one.
gallons.
This was a big one. I don't know. It'd be a lot of bourbon though.
It would be.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this one and then the one we're going to try later are the same mash bill as those others. This is more of in proof range. I don't know if you ever heard of Eagle Rare from Buffalo Trace.
Yes, I have actually.
So this is more of close to the proof. Eagle Rare is what, 92, I think, 93, somewhere around there. And then the other one we're going to try is more of in line with the proof of like George T. Stagg, which is one like they didn't make it this year, and on what they call the secondary market, which is like if I would buy a bottle and then sell it to somebody else, that's the secondary market. It goes like what, $1,500 to $2,000.
Oh, geez.
Not these, obviously, because I don't have that kind of right. But so that's what I want to try to do with the barrel is try to make those higher end bottles at home, just
to let it kind of sit and age more.
for shits and giggles. I mean, why not?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's try this, and then we'll check out some of this drone footage that you brought us. You can show us off some cool stuff. Now this is, you said New Albany?
Yeah. It's the bridge leading into Louisville. It's under construction right now.
What time of day did you shoot this?
I don't remember. It was like a year ago this month, I think. So.
It looks like morning. Was it morning?
No, it was in the afternoon. It was a pretty gloomy day.
Yeah.
It kind of fits though,
Clouds
in a
are
way,
good.
like the color scheme and the water and everything.
I apologize for the music. That was before we had a subscription to royalty music. So this
I was
is just the free
expecting
stuff.
Slipknot in the background.
Yeah.
I didn't think about muting
Some duality or
the
something.
music so we could talk over it
Yeah,
here.
that's what I was expecting.
Fly my drones into the sky. Almost got him.
My God, that was pretty funny.
Oh, that was good.
That was a good one.
So now, is
you
this,
gotta whistle it though.
this is also New Albany still here, right?
Yeah,
Or
that's
not
just
whistle
right
it,
down the road
whisper
from
it.
where I was.
You know what I meant.
Just some
What
grain.
the fuck is that?
Just some grain building that I saw while driving and thought we need to visit.
Where's that at?
I pointed to it on Monday when we drove by. It's in Jeffersonville.
Well, this is a different angle, Jason.
Is it?
I mean, is it? Yeah, it is. Look at it. I mean, like, if you're like, that's in the sky. If you're like driving by.
Well, we're saying
you can't
if you're
really get
driving
the
in
full
Louisville, he's like,
gist.
look at that building. I'm like, no.
You're like, ah!
We need to make a pit stop.
It's all about perspective.
Right?
But that's just weird up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
you
that
can't
is
see it.
a
I
really
wish you
interesting
could.
kind of building. It's not just like
I'll watch it
a
later. And
grain silo kind of thing. It's like a really tall, strange house.
Strange house.
Yeah, it is. It's weird.
So, okay, do you do that now? Whenever you're driving through places, you see buildings and it's like, gosh, look at the angles on that building.
I drone the shit.
Maybe
out
not
of
that, but yes, I do think about hitting them up every once in a while.
there it is.
Just turn it way down. Just way down. It made me laugh. I'm sorry.
You are good.
So this is your fall harvest video.
Yeah.
Didn't you do that last year?
This is last year's.
Yeah. No, it's good.
So now where is this?
That's just inside the Davies County line.
Okay. So that's like here in Indiana for anybody else that doesn't know.
Just on the other side of St. Mary's Road.
Okay.
Because everybody knows where that's at.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody's got phones. It has maps on it.
We're going to have people coming St. Mary's Road.
Looking that up.
Yeah, this video has 2 different locations. The other one's over by Lark's Ranch.
Okay.
You can Google that
Everybody
one,
knows
too.
where that's at.
You can Google that.
I
really
was just
I
here.
would think so. They have a huge following on social media.
Yeah.
Have you been to that place? That place is like a small theme park now.
Yeah.
I did videos for them last year.
I was.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. They've been busy this year.
I was just there last weekend, if not the weekend before, to see a couple of school buddies of mine. They're a few years below me, but they were both in choir. Was it Jake Simmons and Caleb Lyon? They're in a group now. They're doing like bluegrassy music.
Oh, nice.
Do some really cool stuff. Some country. They do some rock. They do some rap, but they like countrify it all. And
Real quickly, where's this Loniger Farm?
That's one out by Lark's Ranch.
Okay, that's the one you were talking about.
That's
Right there.
right across the road from it.
Okay.
yeah, I was out there. The last time that I was ever out there was probably 10 years or so ago.
It's a lot different.
It's
They have
insane.
So much stuff
Yeah.
out there.
I mean, it is a true tourist destination as far as like this time of year.
I about got lost walking around. Like I had to
Yeah.
guide myself along the fence line to figure out where I was at, and eventually I ran into
He who
Tyler's
walks
dad.
between the rows.
That was the night that I was out there, and
Yeah, I missed you.
it's the first time I'd been there in probably close to about 10 years, and it is. I described it like a small theme park now.
Yeah, he was out there with some friends, and I happened to just run into him before I was leaving, so it was a nice little treat before I got out of there.
So okay, I got a question. When you shoot this stuff, like when you typically go shoot, how long do you do that? Like, will you spend a whole day doing it? Do you just you go do it for about an hour and then take the best stuff?
Usually a couple hours. For the drone that's being used in that video, I've got 3 batteries, and I can get close to 30 minutes on each battery. So pretty limited.
Okay, it's funny you mentioned the batteries, because this brings up something I've wondered. Are there any dangers to flying a drone and the battery dying on you and it falling from the sky like a comet?
Yeah. Remember the courthouse?
Yeah, well, you told
Or the
me about
museum.
that. You said they give you, or
It gives you a warning.
It gives you a
Yeah.
warning.
It'll give you a warning, like, hey, you need to start coming back at this point, because it'll calculate you're this far away. It's going to take this much battery to get back. And that time, I didn't listen. All of a sudden, it just started going down.
Yeah.
It was going to land on the old courthouse
it was
in
like
Martin
very
County.
sporadic. It was like, oh,
Yeah, I was like,
oh.
ah,
He's like, well, I better bring this down right now, because it was.
Do they have like a,
Yeah.
not necessarily a backup generator, but do they have like an internal thing that whenever it's running out of battery, it knows to like kind of
Yeah.
bring itself down like softly? Or
Yeah.
is it like, okay.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Just
At least you
so
don't have to
it
worry about
doesn't
it.
crash and burn.
We're going down.
Yeah, it doesn't just turn off the propeller and just.
Well,
Hold on, everybody.
battery dead.
yeah, if you let it get so far down, you have to fight it to stay up.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
I saw that. You were like, this fucking thing. It's like, it was fighting you.
Yeah.
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 So there are like some safety measures in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it loses connection to my phone or my controller, it knows to go to a certain height and come straight back to where it took
okay.
off from.
It's kind of like
So
a
kinda-
well-trained pet.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's like
Very
a
smart.
It's the dog that always comes back home.
nice burb. So, okay, back to Kyla hates burbs. I don't know why.
I just don't like it when people say burb.
Yeah, we just play it because it's funny.
She doesn't like anything we say here.
Pretty much.
So back to this that we're tasting. This is the benchmark from Buffalo Trace.
Top floor.
I like Buffalo Trace. Now this one's a little different,
It's different.
than just regular Buffalo Trace. That one to me is a bit smoother.
Yep. So
This one does have a little bit more bite, and I can sense a little bit of it kind of up in the nose.
Yep. So like I said, all of the benchmark line are under $20, I think, maybe 22.
Yeah.
Something like that. They're all under 25. We'll have
Pretty
it.
fair, pretty fair price then.
Yeah. They're all the same mash bill. This one is a sour mash, which he and I were talking. What sour mash means is they use some of the mash from the prior ferment to start this one. Kind of like a sourdough bread.
Okay.
I love me some sourdough bread.
Right? Makes a good sandwich.
Pumpernickel guy myself.
Pumpernickel.
I'll-
You would be
I'll allow it.
nickel guy.
Like a high rye. But
It's good. I like it.
and I can't remember which. Okay, so which mash bill is the actual Buffalo Trace? This is gonna sound terrible because I don't know because I haven't drank actual
Was it
Buffalo
not
Trace in
number
forever.
one?
It might be. We need some looking up here. So
Next time we do this, we'll also give Kendall the computer, and he can research all this.
That's fair.
He can run the board. He can run the
Jeremy,
computer.
You're Joe Rogan. Jeremy, go look that up.
Yeah.
yeah, I was trying to think of that because I was going to call him Jeremy, but I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's mash bill
Today, Kendall's Jeremy.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the same mash bill as Buffalo Trace, like the actual Buffalo Trace bourbon. It's just once again aged less. With it saying being top floor, it means it was in the top floor of the rick house, so it gets a little bit more of the heat in the summertime, a little bit more of the cold in the wintertime, and that's where you get the flavor from the barrel. Is it going in and out of the wood during the different seasons?
That's what I wondered if the seasons do
Yeah.
affect the
That-
taste or the finish of it.
That's why a lot of your bourbons are from Kentucky as far as finished in Kentucky. I said earlier about it being distilled in Indiana. But a lot of them, when you have that extreme climate change, is where you get a lot of the flavor from your barrel.
Oh, okay. See, I would have never thought of that.
So like you can't, and you could age bourbon or whiskey or whatever in Texas or in
they
Florida,
do.
and they do, but they have to do it longer, and you might not get the same flavors. But
Does that have anything at all to do with kind of just the expansion and contraction of the
yeah,
wood?
yeah. So
Okay.
if you take a
Should have brought a stave with us.
Yeah, if you take a barrel stave and look at the side of it, you can actually see how far it's soaked into the wood.
Really?
And then it goes there, and then it comes back, and it goes there, and it comes back, and that's where you get your flavor.
Okay.
And you get flavor from your mash. Like we were saying earlier, a high rye mash bill will have a spice or a floral note, or a 4-grain will have a certain taste to it. But a lot of your
different
flavor,
yeast.
yeah, different yeasts also. And there's some distilleries that like they won't tell you what yeast strains they put in their ferments because that's a proprietary.
Proprietary.
Thank you.
We'll pop that in there for you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Do you like that?
We're just gonna overdub like a computer reading it. Yeah.
So, but they keep that all secret. But like I said, a lot of your flavor comes from your barrel and how they char that barrel and how long it sits and where it sits and all that.
It's really interesting.
Yeah. On another note,
I love it.
everybody loves it except her.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah.
So to find this, you go to the bottom shelf,
Uh-huh.
lift it up, and it's under there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Nice.
And like I said, all these were Indiana only, so everybody was begging to get them there for a while, and it's kind of went. I think it's in Kentucky, Ohio, and Georgia now. Also, is from the people that I've talked to. But yeah, it's for the price you can't beat it.
I'm cheap, so I would like.
Well, wait till we get to that bottle.
I know.
That one is gonna be the
Right.
fun.
Your vodka comes out of a plastic bottle.
They sell it in,
That's how
in
cheap she
glass too. So I don't know why.
She's too cheap to even buy the glass.
Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Just shut the fuck up. Let's go. Keep talking.
Oh, I can do that.
And we're only
Let's go.
two in so far, so this is gonna be fun.
Oh, so we've got room to go here.
Yes.
Cheers.
Okay. How many do we have here? Let's just take stock.
Are we counting the ones that we've already?
Yeah, let's
we
go ahead and
want a
count the
total?
ones. Let's count the
1,
ones.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Jesus
7,
Christ.
8, 9.
10.
6:30 is
I'll
gonna
go
come
with
quick, boys.
10.
Oh, you gotta work tomorrow?
Yeah, I gotta work it.
Well,
in.
that's
Yeah,
such
yeah, I
a
gotta
baby.
work. Hey, I have to work at 7.
You know,
Yeah, I feel you.
Well, it sounds like we better drink fast then. So let's.
I'm doing light pours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my problem.
Tiffany, come in here. Like, just come sit in here. That
You can-
way
you can-
I'm not the
Tequila,
only
so
girl.
she can talk about it.
Yeah, do you want to do that? You want to slip in here and
I'm gonna
we'll
let
talk
her-
tequila?
This tequila is probably the only thing you would like.
I'll tell you what.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
you guys want to swap out? You tell us about tequila, and
Oh,
we'll
you're
start.
gonna swap
We'll
it
talk.
out?
I was gonna sit
in the little stool next
Well,
to
okay,
it.
do that and share a mic, and you can tell us about tequila, and then we can start talking about guns and hoses and boxing.
Awesome.
Just make sure you don't pull any cables or anything. Otherwise, you should be fine.
Yeah, I'm
This would be a great time to
I'm
have
trying
a.
to make the wave
That's
of
good.
She won't.
maze of cables over here.
So we can start that bottle down there, and she can talk about it, and then just pass it down the line. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the tequila, right?
Yes.
This is probably the only thing Kyla will like tonight.
It's swole
I've never
tequila. This is my kind of shit.
swole.
I've never seen a dark tequila before.
What?
Is this what they call reposado?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at this guy bringing out words.
I
and
took
such.
yeah.
He did his research.
I took words in school.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll
3
let-
years of it.
3 years of words.
Yep.
This one right here was like my second favorite. My first one was the Clase Azul Reposado. And the big white, it looks like a big
Is
old
it the salt shaker?
pepper shaker. But this one's really good. It's a really cool bottle too. You can like peel the patch off when you're done.
And is
Yeah,
that the
the pat-
Surgeon General's wearing underneath it or something like that?
That I have no clue.
Yes, Kendall.
I don't.
Yes, it does.
Leads to unwanted pregnancies.
Let me look that.
No, that's fine.
I turn my head a lot, but yeah, here we're gonna
Just a
start
little
it.
swig of her.
All
Very
right.
small amount.
No.
Oh,
Kendall's only a little scared.
Oh.
He's like, all right, that's fine.
Hey, even if you do not like tequila, that is a good tequila.
fuck. Okay.
I like
that's
1800 tequila,
The
and
smell,
I like.
the smell was a
Here,
bit
y'all
more
can
inviting
pour
than
it.
what
Oh,
was
I'm just,
yeah.
I got the ones
So,
closest
So like
here.
I can't do the agave smell and taste in tequilas, and I love that.
Oh, this
That's
has like
because
a.
you do like the shooter ones, like your clear ones, your
That's
silvers
like a
or
patch
platas
kind of thing.
are going to be your shooters. Your anejos, well, your reposados can be like your cocktail mixers, or that one is actually a sipper for me. Then you've got your anejos, which are great sippers, but they're your high-end cocktails.
That has a really noticeable aroma to it.
Yes. And your extra anejos are like your couple $1,000 bottles. Or,
It actually, in a strange way, it just kind of smells like a margarita.
It does smell like
Yeah.
tequila, but it has the harshness.
scared.
I think
it's
is.
no, and don't shoot it.
Do I
Sip
need to
that
hold
one.
this up to the
Oh
camera?
no,
over there?
I didn't plan on doing
Yeah, you
that.
probably should.
Yeah, let's hold this
Now,
up.
if it
over
was
here.
like 1800 or something, I would just.
But you can't get these ones, that one in a store. You have to get that one at CW Spirits.
Where's that
That's a
at?
very special place.
It
Where's
is-
that at?
It's online.
Oh,
CW Spirits.
Where's
and
it from?
how can they get it?
You just go to www.cwspirits.com, and if you use code EMTChick5, you will get a discount. So, it's really good. My favorite. Like, I'm drinking out of a solo cup, and y'all got the glass.
yeah. I mean, it's not bad for tequila.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Oh, it's just time
Are you
fuse.
rating it for me over here?
That is
I haven't
actually
tried it yet. and I-
really, really
When
good.
it
So-
comes-
It
me
tastes
and
like
tequila- Me
something.
and tequila aren't the best of friends, but we can get along.
That's the problem. Is high school, college. We'll say early college, pre-college.
Yeah.
Age 21.
Yes. Tequila
Of-
and I
of course.
were not friends at all. Me and Jose fought a lot.
Okay.
And
Kind of how me and vodka were.
but this. So how long is a reposado aged? Is it two?
Oh gosh, put me on the spot. I already did a TikTok on
Was
this.
it? It's,
The taste of that
it's like
is-
eight months to 2 years, I think, if I remember.
what?
8 months to 2 years.
How do you guys know this shit?
1 year, 2
Because-
years.
Okay, so 1 year, 2 years for a reposado.
I don't understand.
There and then an añejo is above that, and then an extra añejo is above that, and there
Oh,
are
I'm sorry. No, a reposado is up to a year.
up to a year.
Yeah,
Okay.
your blancos and platas are only a couple months.
See, this does not have like a sharp kind of
No,
taste to
no,
it.
and-
It's a
Talking
very
like
smooth,
foreign language
almost
to me right
kind of
now.
sweet.
It's a whiskey drinker's tequila.
Yeah, I could see that absolutely.
It's a lot more mellow than I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be.
Yeah,
It's really good.
it
No,
pulls
that-
out.
Yeah, that's.
It has a lot of the barrel, and it's a good tequila. Like I think when we filmed it one night, he was scared to drink it, and then he tried it. He's like, "Oh, well, what is that?"
Well, dang.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, that's not like a tequila that I've had before.
No,
Oh, never mind.
Next one, I'll bring my
Cava de Oro.
my Cava de Oro.
Yeah, that one is phenomenal.
That one's an extra añejo.
I don't know
It's
how you guys
extra.
feel, but if this is how I'm supposed to feel when you go on bourbon tastings and wine tastings or whatever,
Kendall
I'm gonna
thinks
start
he
going
likes
on
it.
them.
This is how
Well,
you
I'll
feel
tell
when you
you
come
what.
downstairs to our bar.
We need to take them on a bourbon,
Yeah.
like a distillery tour.
Yeah, I would love to do that sometime.
Dad's been wanting to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm watching live.
She's over here like
I'm just seeing the delay.
taste
I like it.
snozberries.
Thought maybe that ghost was around here.
I
she
like
was
it.
touching.
No, I was.
There is one around
turned-
here.
Oh, wait,
he has a
but-
name too.
Oh,
What's his
yeah.
name?
His name is Alistair. He turned the lights out on Kendall one night when he was eating chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Of course, his name is
I
Alistair.
can
Why
go into
wouldn't it be
detail
anything
about
else?
that.
Yep.
I can go into detail about that.
We'll save that for another time.
We'll say
We've got a lot of alcohol to get to and a short amount of
Oh
sobriety.
yeah, 'cause
maybe
you
we'll
have
slip into it
soda
later
down there
on.
too.
What, babe?
They got my soda jerks. They got to try too.
They're down
Oh
here.
gosh.
Okay.
Those are low proof. They're a sweet.
They're just
and-
really sweet.
Are they low enough to sober me up?
I'm gonna go
I
with
see
no.
you.
Okay.
Because 1 plus 1 still equals 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I do numbers for a living.
As far as I know.
I'll tell you what. Let's we'll take another break and we'll come back and we'll look at boxing. You want to talk some boxing?
Yeah, I'll talk some boxing.
All right, we'll do that.
Sweet.
What? You watered yours down, you
Oh,
fucking
that
bitch?
over time.
Okay, well, see.
It's the infinity
Don't
water.
fucking tell me that I'm.
It's that water that Michael Jordan gave the Toon Squad.
That's the water that Michael
what it is.
Jordan got. What the fuck? I don't know what you're saying. Me neither.
Space Jam 1?
Spade Jam?
I'll agree with her. You said Spade Jam just for.
I won't confirm.
Spade Jam 1!
I won't confirm or deny that I was aware that I said that, but I feel like you should get the gist.
Spade Jam!
Oh boy.
That sounds like a good porno.
Spade Jam?
To say.
Hey, Lola Bunny, man, she's
What?
a beautiful woman.
What?
Beautiful bunny.
Sorry.
This
sorry.
took a turn for the worst.
It did. We took one break, and the decorations started falling down. There was a spade jam.
Sounds like a weird sandwich from like down south. Spade Jam.
It sounds like a really bad deal at a vet's office,
Or a good deal, really.
or a good deal.
At the vet?
Good deal, but probably bad.
Spay, neuter
just
your animals.
I'm
advertisement.
sorry.
All right,
your
Bob
dog
Barker.
has a spade jam.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. Your dog
Hey,
has a
or
spade
maybe
jam.
like a great deal on vasectomy or some shit.
You never know.
All right, I'll tell you
Don't
what.
forget
Continuing
to have
on.
your pet spayed
let's
or neutered.
Pick one of these real quick here, and
We're
let's,
gonna do
let's start
Blanton's.
talking. Okay, let's do the Blantons. Is that the one in the snazzy bottle?
That's the snazzy bottle.
That's
Don't start
snazzy.
with me. I gotta finish mine out.
Yeah, same.
First.
Just do it.
Okay. So are we ready?
So this is Blanton.
Blanton's. This is from Buffalo Trace Distillery also. It's the same mash bill as the benchmark top floor that we tried, and same mash bill as the foolproof that we're going to try later. The thing about Blanton's is they are all single barrels, so it is one barrel that they put into these batches or bottles. This one was dumped on, what'd you say?
February 11th.
Yeah, February 11th. So every Blanton's bottle has a dump date on them. And then they all, what's really cool about these is people collect them for the horses that are on top, because they have different horses for each letter in Blanton's, and they have the letter on there. This one is A, and then they all look like a little horse that is
If
running
you put them in order, it shows a horse running.
Oh,
in
okay.
stride.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I mean, it's cool, but then it makes it really, really hard to find also.
They kind of become a little like collectors sort of
Yeah,
things.
yeah. The weird thing is you can go to the distillery and buy these little pewter horses for $7 a piece.
Oh,
Or you can chase these down for minimum $55 or up
I
from
would
there.
never do
What
that.
you ought to do
I'm
is make a
cheap.
drinking game out of boards. You can get one for every letter, and then hear me out. You get like a board that randomly selects which one will win a race and do like horse races.
It's like, you know,
See,
when you
I
go to
was just
Holiday
thinking
World, you got the
Monopoly.
horses
Yeah.
that go.
That seems way
Me
easier.
too. I was thinking Monopoly too.
So while we're
Hand that
doing
down
this,
so they can check that out.
Shit.
while we're doing this, let's start talking boxing.
Okay,
You recently fought in the Guns and Hoses event.
I did.
And that was down at the Ford Center in
Yes.
Evansville. And I saw some pictures and videos of this. You
Ford
gave us some
Center.
that we're going to look at here. A buddy of ours, Bladen, who's been
Good
on the
luck
podcast,
editing that.
worked
Kimmel.
on that show behind the scenes.
Oh, really?
Welcome.
Yeah, so while it was ongoing, I saw like some Snapchat stories, some Instagram stories. That was a big little shindig. Like
It was.
A
dressed
big
up,
little
a
shindig.
big little shindig. That's right.
So what's crazy about that is everybody trains, for at least 6 or 7 months, give or take. We're going to get back to training, and the next fight's going to be in April.
Is that also with Guns and Hoses, or is that through a different sort of event?
So we train in Evansville. There's a gym that is set up for the cops and the firefighters to go train at down there. I train away from that also. But what's crazy about that is there's amateur fighters and some pro fighters that don't fight in front of that kind of crowd. There was 8,000 plus people there. So it was.
Yeah, it seemed like a big thing. God damn.
It seems like they always draw a very big crowd.
I'm
Yeah,
scared.
they do. It's all for charity. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, real quickly, you kind of mentioned it throughout the story. Explain what Guns and Hoses is.
So what it is, an officer, and forgive me, I can't remember his name, had a child that had a disease. Once again, can't remember the disease. Sorry, but it pretty much it makes them insatiably hungry to where they will eat themselves to death, or they have malnutrition because they have to change diets and all that stuff. Long story short, they started a benefit for that family, and it evolved into this. Now they give money to other families. They've built a special needs or handicap accessible playground in Evansville with money from there, and and they have all kinds of different events. They have Highland games, they have tug of wars, they do all kinds of stuff. They used to have a hockey game between the police and fire, but I think that kind of went by the wayside. But it's all for charity.
Okay. So now the event you were in, was it all boxing?
Yes.
Okay. So there's no other martial arts involved.
No.
Okay. So you mentioned briefly, mentioned again. How long do you train for that sort of event? Because you don't just walk into that sort of thing.
No, so I had trained for a while prior to that, but so what they want to see is that you're going to show up to training. They have training 2 days a week for fire, 2 days a week for police, opposite days, obviously, because you don't want to be at the same time seeing what other people are doing. But they just want to see you come down and kind of commit to doing it, and then they will try to give you a fight from there. It just kind of depends on how you show up and how long they want you to be there.
Was this the first year that you'd done it? Mm-hmm. Okay. How long have you wanted to do it?
A long time. Probably since I've started working on the fire department, so I know over 5 years. It just hadn't worked out to where my schedule allowed me to go down and train, and so I had started training on the side prior to this to kind of get myself ready for it, and so I've been wanting to do it a while.
What all goes into the training for this sort of thing? Like, what's a typical training session like?
As far as what I do on the side or what I've done with the fire department?
Let's just talk about like what you've done with the fire department, and we'll get into what you've done on the side.
So we would show up, we do our warm ups. It's a 10 to 15 minute warm up, and then we would do bag work for another 30 minutes or so, and then we would do live sparring after that. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have anywhere from 10 to 15 rounds of live sparring after.
How many rounds does the Guns and Hoses fight go?
It's 3 1-minute rounds.
Okay.
Which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot.
That's what I've always heard. Anytime I've listened to interviews with people that fight, you don't realize how much it takes out of you in a short period of time because all your adrenaline gets going, and you use up so much energy just very quickly.
I like to say that you walk into the ring at 50% anyways because you've adrenaline dumped half of it before you get into the ring. And then it's funny because you have 1 minute rest rounds in between your fight rounds. And that fight round seems like it's 10 minutes long. And then the rest round's like 30 seconds.
It feels like it just flies right by.
You sit down like, okay, time to fight. You're like, oh no.
Oh, a break. Oh, wait. No.
Yeah.
Actually not.
So Did you win your fight?
I did.
Nice. Let everybody know
Split
that.
decision. It wasn't the way I wanted to win, but I won.
On the split decisions, 3 judges, right?
It's 3 judges, there's 3 judges, and so I won 2 rounds. The guy I went against won.
And you're fighting for the fire department side. Who ended up winning the whole kit and caboodle?
That's a sore subject. So the cops ended up winning. We had one fight that we ended up having to scratch. But they gained a win because of it, because of the one of our guys had COVID. So, but yeah, so they ended up winning. Even if he would have been there and won his fight, they would have still won the whole night.
How long has this been going on? Like, is there a running tally?
There is a running tally. Before last year, it was tied up, and then the one prior, I believe, police won, and then now they're 2 ahead. This is like the 13th, 14th year that's been going on.
I'll tell you what, let's jump to.
The Blandons has hit.
He's spilling his drink over. Next on the agenda, here we go. Oh, we're back to the laptop.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Pull that shit up here.
Yeah, Kendall, where are you at with
Can
the
you look
video?
at it, Jeremy?
Oh, God.
Maybe we should just rename you Jeremy.
What's great about that is like he just expects that person. He's like, hey, get after it.
Somebody in there.
No, he's just a silly dude.
These entrances, I saw
I was so proud of my song.
video of. These were really, really cool to watch. I
Yeah.
saw these on like Snapchat and Instagram stories.
So I had my name, or my nickname there is the same as my TikTok name, Deadman.
Yeah.
And I had somebody mix a song. It had like the start of Sirens, and then it said "Bring Out the Dead Man," and it was from Skillet. And then had Rob Zombie after that. So yeah, it's crazy the amount of production that goes into that.
That's what I thought, because I saw either a Snap or an Instagram video of like behind the scenes when an entrance was coming through, and it was from Bladen, and he's like back kind of behind the stage, and you see all the smoke and whatnot go off, and that was the first time I realized like, oh shit, this is a big to do.
That fire is hot.
I was gonna ask, what's it like coming out to that?
Well, so
Is it the first fire you've been around?
yes.
Says the firefighter. That fire's hot.
So like, well, I knew it was going to happen, but I was like, when are they going to set it off? And I'm like, let's hustle down this ramp a little bit before they burn my back hairs off or something.
What's it like? You said there's 8,000 people there.
Yeah, 8,000 plus.
What's it like walking out in front of that?
Topless.
Topless? Well, you know.
Yeah, topless. So you walked out in front of 8,000 people,
With all of this.
basically with just in boxers.
So, to be 100%
Well,
honest.
you had some headgear on. You had a little protection
Yeah.
on.
I had a cup.
Oh, there you go. Hey, at least you wore protection.
He had a cup.
So,
He had a cup, everybody.
to be 100%
He had a
honest,
cup.
I remember walking out. But like as far as like seeing anything, minus the headgear, I don't remember the crowd. I really don't.
It just probably kind of hard to absorb it all.
Yeah, it
at
is.
once.
It is.
Especially in such a short moment.
Yeah.
Let's look at these. I can't remember which one is which now, because they're all just random video. Blah blah blah.
So that's round one.
Okay. So you were saying this guy hit harder than what you.
He did, and I wasn't expecting him to be able to take a punch like he did.
Did he bring the dad vibes?
In what way? Like, I mean, like,
It's a Limp Bizkit thing.
oh, okay.
Yeah, you just gotta know Kyla.
Wait, he's old, right?
Actually,
He's
you're probably
51
you're probably
Okay,
Carla
so
by
he's
now.
a lot older than you.
by a smidge.
In case you're wondering,
Just scratch-
Justin is not
scratch it.
51.
I am not.
I know that. I thought you're like in your late 20s.
33.
Okay. So he's in his early 30s. It's still dad vibes. It's fine. Yeah.
So yeah, this was.
Yeah, they're doing that. Okay.
Something you said to me.
Disregard
Something you said to
everything.
me in the break
Oh, I can't wait
was
for the
that
edits.
headgear sucks.
It does.
Explain that.
So I've been hit very hard by a lot of people, and so wearing headgear is the same material as the glove. So
That's not very protective.
It grips and rips pretty much is about the best way I can explain it. So when they hit and they pull you to one side, your neck like snaps one way. My neck hurt worse than anything after.
So it doesn't just. It's not just a glancing blow. There's a little bit of friction. It kind of takes all
I would rather get hit with no headgear because at least like if you're sweaty or they put some Vaseline or whatever on you, it kind of like glances off. This, you just feel it.
For people that aren't familiar with boxing or MMA, is that why they do the Vaseline?
Yes. It kind of protects against cuts and
particularly around the eyes, eyebrows.
This was round 2. This is probably my favorite round just because I hit him a lot.
Do you remember which rounds you won?
I won round 1 and 2. I blatantly lost round 3. Like even after I watched it, I'm like, yeah, I lost round 3.
You talked about how much gas you lose so quickly. Is that how you felt by round 3?
Round 3, I felt like a bag of dicks. To be 100% honest, like so. What's funny is if like the audio with this, and then I can't remember which round it was, but you can actually hear one of my coaches yelling from all the way up here. He's like, throw two. And I'm like, huh, trying to throw my right hand. And I had nothing left. It was pretty much just cover up and don't get hit. And I would throw a nice one every once in a while when I do the whole dip, dive, dodge, duck, and dive thing.
Yeah,
but it
dodge,
just
dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
Yeah, that one. And it wasn't working. But it was still fun.
Yeah, like you were saying, I imagine you expend a lot more energy than what you think you do.
You do. And so when we start out training 5-minute rounds, and then we just back it down from there to kind of get used to the 1-minute round. But even training 5 minutes, you think, okay, well, 1 minute's not going to be anything until you go in there and just throw solid haymakers the whole time. Because I wasn't going in there, I don't want judges to look at this. I just want to put this guy on his ass and be done. And it obviously didn't happen. But I have an idea for next year for if I've got a buddy that's he's in Florida, and his jiu-jitsu academy, their thing is they have a shirt that says no judges needed, for the simple fact that they don't like
you just don't let it go.
They don't let it go to judges. So I'm going to have a shirt, and if it doesn't go to judges, there's a little backstory here. But I'm going to have a shirt, and if I win by knockout or TKO or whatever, I'm going to have a shirt that says no judges needed.
Speaking of next year,
I like that.
This one's for TJ.
Yeah, this AJ.
AJ.
Speaking of next year, I heard that you got a present.
I did. So
Present from your wife.
My wonderful wife over here. And she has threatened me with bodily harm if I don't win next year better than I won.
She's gonna box you.
Yes, and she's mean. So for my birthday,
tequila fueled.
Yes. So for my birthday, we know an actress, and her father had trained Sugar Ray Leonard and Lennox Lewis, and his name is Pepe Jose Correa. Is that correct? And he's in Maryland. So I'm going to get to go train with him for a 2-day training camp.
Oh, nice.
So that's not something that a lot of people get to do, let alone people that train in Guns and Hoses. I'm hoping it will help.
Well, he's doing me a solid.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of people don't get to train with him. He's fairly retired. Like, he still has a training gym, but he doesn't train pro fighters anymore. And just to be able to train with somebody that's trained Sugar Ray Leonard is going to be insane.
Lennox.
Yeah.
Lennox
And
is
Lennox,
amazing.
yeah, Lennox
That's
Lewis.
very, very respected lineage there.
Yes, very much so.
Well, nice. Look forward to next fight. When did you say your next fight is?
April 19th, I believe.
That's
It's in April.
2022.
2022.
Yeah. We'll keep a lookout for that.
Yeah.
And the next time we drink whiskey, we'll plug it again.
Very good.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm getting the old timer cue here. We'll take one last break. We'll come back. We'll try some more of this. If we don't bring back the video, thanks for tuning in to the Concept Podcast. If we do bring back the video, then you're going to get some fun bonus kind of stuff. So thanks for playing along, everybody. Yeah, we're all doing the jazz hands, all the sparkly kind of shit. There's going to be some nice jazzy music here. Kendall's going to make it all up. It'll be great. Remember, you can go to consciouseffortcreative.com. You can find everything you want there. Your favorite podcast app, you can find it all there.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time with more whiskey, or more beer, or tequila.
Believe it or not, we had